Ready to unlock the secrets of persuasion and supercharge your entrepreneurial journey? Tune in to today's episode where we're going to delve deep into the art of persuasion. It's not a skill just for salespeople, but a skill for anyone looking to influence others, including you, my parents, looking to guide your children. In this episode, we're going to reveal the power of 3 little words that can break all sales records. We're going to show you how a simple change in language can create a surge in sales and how you can apply this strategy in your own business, even in your interactions with your kids. Also, we're going to explore the magic of relatable testimonials. We're going to discover why testimonials from people who mirror your target audience can be far more effective than those from those high-profile figures. This insight alone could be a game changer for your side hustle. But that, my friends, is not all. We're going to delve into one more surprising strategy that can help you sell more, even if the people you're selling to do not necessarily like you. You intrigued? Yeah, you should be. So if you're a parent dreaming of escaping the 9-to-5 grind and turning your side hustle into your main income stream, this episode is a must listen. Tune in, take notes, and start transforming your entrepreneurial journey today. Your future self will thank you.
Being an entrepreneur sounds like, yes, another new client. I did it. But it can also sound like, I am really not understanding this technology, and I'm feeling so overwhelmed. Am I even cut out for this? That's why I started the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast, to help infopreneurs, coaches, and course creators who want to build a business online, but are battling technology, overwhelm, procrastination, and even imposter syndrome. Think successfully, think differently, think bigger, and take action by learning tips from an array of business owners, all dropping knowledge on the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast. Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
What is up? What is up? What the heck is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to another dose of parental persuasion learning, where we empower parents to turn their side hustles into their main income stream. I am your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, a parent, a podcaster, an entrepreneur who knows the struggles that come with wanting to escape the 9-to-5 by starting a side hustle with the hopes of becoming a digital nomad, all while trying to maintain a healthy work-life balance, right? So that you can not only be there for your kids, but you can set a champion of an example for them at the same time. Now, today we're going to be diving into the topic that could revolutionize your entrepreneurial journey. That, my friends, is the art of persuasion. I want you to imagine this. You're at a bustling farmer's market. Yeah, you're sitting there. It's a beautiful day. The sun's coming up. It's a crisp, early summer morning in some southeast Wisconsin town. Can you imagine what I'm talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about the farmer's market here in West Bend, right? The air is filled with the enticing aroma of coffee and produce. There's this lively chatter of the customers and the vendors everywhere. And you, my friend, are a vendor as well. You have the freshest, most delicious apples in the entire market. But here's the thing. So does the vendor next to you, and the vendor across the walkway, and the one down the corner, and the one on the other side of the block. So the question becomes, how do you convince your customers to buy your apples? That's where persuasion comes in. Now, this is not about tricking people or being manipulative. It's about communicating effectively and understanding your audience, presenting your product in a way that resonates with them. Now, I'll give you a quick example. The West Bend Farmers Market that we go to here that I was starting to describe, we have a friend, Josh, and Josh owns the Sippy Hippie. And the Sippy Hippie is it's a coffee booth. But here's the unique aspect of it. He makes the coffee right away, just like you would go into Starbucks and, they make your coffee on demand. His coffee station is inside, I believe it's a 1967 VW van. Oh, the classic red and white vans with the red bottom, and it's pristine. They redid the inside. He put a little coffee station inside there. He sits on a little shortened roller chair. He's got a little refrigerator behind them. You order on the side where the sliding door is, and you walk around. The back end is flipped up, and you can watch him make your coffee, and then he hands it to you right there. This is an experience. And for those in my generation, it's an experience where you're taken back to those vans were everywhere. And when you lived in Southern California like I did as a teenager, they were still around and they had saw a reburgeoning. So this, my friends, is how he persuades, is visually. This unique experience. So in today's episode, we're going to explore the science of persuasion. We're going to uncover some tactics that have been proven to work and how you can apply them in your own side hustles. We're going to discuss how to use the power of social proof, why limiting customer choices can almost always increase sales, and how you can use fear to sell effectively. So, buckle up, no pun intended, right? Buckle up and get ready for this deep dive into this fascinating world of persuasion. Probably going to go a little longer today, but whether you're selling coffee or apples or homemade crafts or digital products, these strategies can help you sell more with less effort. Now, persuasion is an art and a science, and it's a skill that can be honed. It's the ability to influence others' thoughts, attitudes, and actions, right? What actions do you want them to take? It's about understanding the needs and the wants of your audience and presenting your product or your service in a way that aligns with those needs and those wants. Now, it's about making your audience see the value in what you're offering and convincing them to take action. And what's that action? Yeah, buy my stuff. Okay. So I guess the question becomes, why is persuasion so important, especially for parents embarking on their entrepreneurial journey? And I think the answer is pretty simple. Persuasion is key to selling. There it is. I said it. I'm just going to call it like I see it. Whether you're selling a physical product, whether you're selling a service, or maybe even just selling an idea, you need to persuade your audience of 1 or 1,000 or 100,000 that what you're offering is worth their time, it's worth their effort, and ultimately, it's worth their money. Now, we're going to take a look at some real-life examples of persuasion in action. Let's start with, well, I just gave you one just a minute ago, but let's consider the world of advertising for a minute. You're no stranger to advertising. Every day we're bombarded with ads trying to persuade us to buy some product, to buy some service, to implement some new concept or idea, right? Heck, even on this podcast, every once in a while, I'll hit you with one. I probably got one at the end of this episode. They use, all those ads, they use various tactics from appealing to your emotions, to showcasing the benefits of their product, or even creating this sense of urgency. Only 5 left. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Let's take, for instance, a commercial for a new smartphone, right? The ad doesn't tell you the phone's features. Instead, here's what they do. They show you how the phone can enhance your life. It shows you how people are capturing beautiful photos, how they're staying connected with their loved ones, or how they're being productive on the go. It appeals to your desires and your needs. It's persuading you that this phone is a must-have to fulfill those desires and those needs. Or consider a more personal example. Have you ever tried to convince your kid to eat vegetables that they just don't enjoy? Yeah. You don't tell them that it's good for them. Well, maybe you do, but does that persuade them? Yeah, I can feel you shaking your head. No. You might tell them it'll make them strong like their favorite superhero. Now, this all depends on the age of your children. Or that it'll help them grow tall and give them strong muscles or help them see well. Oh, my great-grandma used to always tell me, eat your carrots. It makes you see really good. Yeah, I'm wearing glasses now. Apparently, I didn't eat enough carrots. See, what you're doing is you're using persuasion to influence their actions. Now, in the world of entrepreneurship, persuasion is just as critical. You're not just selling a product or service, you're selling a solution, a benefit, and experience. Yeah. You're persuading potential customers that your offering can solve their problems or fulfill their needs, or both, right? I'm going to fulfill your needs by solving your problems. So as we dive deeper into this episode, we're going to uncover the tactics that you can use to become more persuasive in your side hustle. We'll learn from scientific studies, some real-world examples, and by the end of this episode, you're going to be equipped with some actionable tips to boost your sales and your success. So let's dive in and unlock the power of persuasion. I think I got 7 of these here. Let's dive into probably one of the most fascinating examples of persuasion in action. And it's going to be the power of 3 little words that have been proven to break sales records. This example comes from the world of the late night infomercials. Yeah. How many of us remember those? I know I do. It's a realm where persuasion is literally the name of the game. Picture this. An infomercial with an enthusiastic audience, yeah? You can just picture it. Just kind of close your eyes. Unless you're driving, don't close your eyes if you're driving. Just picture it for a minute. The camera pans out over the audience. Everyone's sitting there. They're applauding. All of a sudden, the hosts come out and they start talking about different things, usually a little warm up. Then they start talking about the problem, whatever the problem is, the stains on your rugs, or how sucky your vacuum cleaner is, or lack of suck. And it's filled with these catchy phrases. There's a celebrity endorser and repeated calls to action. You could call now. And then they go into a whole nother section of the product. Call now. But among those infomercials, one really stood out. It shattered all the previous sales records. The secret? It was this tiny change that they made in their script that leveraged the power of social proof. Now, social proof is this psychological phenomena where people conform to the actions of others, believing that those actions have to be the correct behavior. This is the reason that you're more likely to try a restaurant if it's packed with customers, or buy a product on Amazon when you're scanning down because you see thousands of reviews, right? We've all done it. We've searched for something on Amazon and you get this screen full of results and you start looking for the one that's got all the positive results and you zero in on that. Unless someone already gave you, right? You got to try this, man. It's the most amazing product. Well, there's your social proof there. But in this infomercial, the phrase, operators are waiting, please call now, it was changed to, if operators are busy, please call again. This little tweak, this little change painted a picture in a potential prospect's head of high demand, of operators swamped with calls, barely able to keep up. It suggested that others were buying this product in droves. And this social proof was very, very persuasive. Now, I can hear you, and I've done this too. Us average folks, so we insist that maybe we're immune to these tactics. But the sales records, they tell a completely different story. When people believe a product is popular, they're more likely to want it. It's this psychological quirk we can all fall prey to, especially if something wow, I kind of need that. Maybe, I don't know, right? Okay, so how can you apply this in your own entrepreneurial journey? Well, the key is to subtly show that demand for your product or for your service is high. For instance, if you're selling an online course, you could say something like, if our team is swamped, please be patient while they verify your order and send you your access link. Or maybe something like this. If you're launching a new product, you could share updates about the high number of pre-orders or the positive feedback from early beta testers. Now remember, here's the key. I don't want you to lie. I want you to maintain your integrity. You're not explicitly stating that demand is high. Instead, you're painting this picture that leads your audience to that conclusion. Harnessing the power of social proof can be a game changer for your business. It's a testament to the power of persuasion and the impact of 3 little words. As we continue our journey into the world of persuasion, keep this example in mind. Keep that example of that little tweak. Hey, operators are busy, right? Keep that example in mind. It's a clear demonstration of how understanding your audience and the principles of persuasion can lead to amazing results. But In the meantime, I want to shift gears and delve into another potent persuasion tool, testimonials. Yeah. I know we've all seen them, but I'm not talking about any testimonials. I'm talking about relatable testimonials. These are testimonials that your target audience can see themselves in. Testimonials that resonate with their experience, their aspirations, and their challenges. I want you to imagine you're selling a product designed to help people transition from a 9-to-5 to running their online business. Odd that I would come up with an example like that, right? Your audience is individuals from their 30s to their 50s, earning a modest income and yearning for more freedom and more control over their time. Now, you might think that testimonials from industry professionals and successful entrepreneurs pulling in 6 and 7 and 8 figures might be the most persuasive. And to a handful, they might be. But in reality, these testimonials probably won't resonate with your target audience. Why? Because people are most influenced by those they perceive to be just like them. This is a principle rooted in social psychology. We're more likely to trust and be persuaded by people who we feel share our experiences and understand our challenges. That's why I made this very shift in this podcast, because I've been a parent. You're a parent forever, right? I'm a parent of 4 amazing young women. And there's challenges that come with being a parent of boys and girls, boys or girls. So I understand what you're going through. So if you have a testimonial from someone who was in the same position as your target audience and someone who is struggling with the same dead-end job and managed to turn their life around by using your product, that testimonial is the one you should highlight. Your audience can relate to that person's journey, and they can envision themselves achieving a similar success by following that same path. But how do you gather these powerful, relatable testimonials? Well, start by reaching out to your customers. Right? Ask them about their experiences with your product or service. Encourage them to share their stories, their challenges, and of course, their victories. Make it easy for them to provide feedback through surveys, emails, or social media. Heck, one of the things I started doing on this podcast when I have a guest on, after I do the interview section, and I just started doing this. I fell on my face on this one for a long time. At the very end, I say, hey, would you mind, while we still got the recording going on here, would you mind just recording a little testimonial about your experience? There it is. And 99.99999% of the people will say, well, of course. And once you have these testimonials, I want you to use them strategically. Feature them prominently on your website, put them in your marketing materials, and integrate them into your sales pitches. Remember, these testimonials are not just endorsements of your product. They're stories that your audience can relate to. And in the world of persuasion, relatable testimonials are gold. They bridge that gap between you and your audience, making your product or your service feel more accessible and far more desirable. So, as you continue your entrepreneurial journey, remember the power of relatable testimonials. They could be the key to connecting with your audience and boosting your sales. Now let's turn our attention to a fascinating aspect of persuasion, the power of positivity, and the importance on focusing on the yes people. Now, bear with me here. This is essentially crucial for you, especially my parents out there who are looking to escape that 9-to-5 grind and turn your side hustle into your main income stream. In any situation, there are people who say yes and people who say no. In the context of your entrepreneurial journey, yes, people are those who embrace your product or service, who see the value in what it is you're offering, and who are ready to take action. The no people, well, on the other hand, they're the ones that are going to resist. They're the ones that are skeptical. They're the ones that simply aren't ready to take the leap. Most of them not yet. Now, you may think that the key to success is to convert those no people into yes people. No. The reality is focusing on the positive, focusing on those yes people is way more effective. This is because positivity, my friends, is contagious. Yeah. When people see others embracing an idea, a product, or a lifestyle, they're going to want to join in. This is a principle known as social proof, and it is a powerful tool in persuasion. So, the question becomes, how can you apply this principle in your journey to becoming a digital nomad? Well, start by sharing success stories. Highlight the parents who have successfully made the transition from 9 to 5 to running their own businesses. Show the benefits and the positive impact this lifestyle has had on their lives and their families and their kids and maybe even their extended families. When you're promoting your product or service, focus on the positive outcomes. Instead of talking about the struggles of the 9 to 5 grind, talk about the freedom and the flexibility that comes with running your own business. Show your audience the possibilities that come with saying yes. Remember, as parents look at making a significant life change, it's natural to have fears. It's natural to have doubts. But by focusing on the yes people and on the positive outcomes, you can inspire your audience to take that leap of faith. Heck, you can inspire yourself to take the leap of faith. You can show that it's possible to escape the 9 to 5 and turn the side hustle into a successful business and to live the life of a digital nomad. And that, my friends, is the power of focusing on the yes people. Now, I know I kept using the example of you guys, the guys I'm focusing on, but whatever side hustle you're working on, focus on those yes people. Maybe you're trying to help other people do the same thing via whatever product or service you're offering. Do that. But maybe you're selling something about, I don't know, diet, exercise. I don't know what it is your current side hustle is. And if you want my help with it, go ahead and reach out. Tracy@darkhorseschooling.com. There's a contact form on the website. Either way, send me an email. Jump on the contact form. Let's chat and see how I can help you out with these tools even further. We are 24 more minutes into this, and I have only got about halfway through my notes on persuasion here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap this episode up, and I'm going to put the remaining pieces of this, which you're not going to want to miss, into the following episode. All right, so go check that out. I'm going to be dropping it like probably the next day right behind this one, putting out extra episodes because we made this recent shift to focus on you dark horse parental entrepreneurs looking to become digital nomads. I'm trying to drop some extra value in there to show you how passionate I am about helping you guys. So I'm going to wrap this one up, and I'm going to drop the remainder of these, which is how to beat the persuasion backfire, the right way to use fear in selling, how to sell more even if people don't like you. Man, you definitely want to check that one out. And why you might want to call your audience names. What? Yeah, you definitely want to check those out. All right, with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.